Okay. So it's a March 2nd. I said it's the loop is, I don't want to say the one of the, I think it'll be the most important topic in this course, right? And as I told you last week, loop, there's many midterm questions from this topic, okay? And for this week, you have two main parts, the part 1 and part 2. But first finish part 1, then do the part 2. The part 1 is that if you go to my, if you go to the, where is it? If you go to the class website, right? And actually, okay, so if you go to the class website, you will see, okay, no, you will see this link, lecture video in the while loop, right? So for example, let's take a look at part 2. You know what, I hate this YouTube ad. Okay, so you know that this is my own video lecture on the loop. Okay, so there's there's, that, for example, as you can see, when I say watch my video tutorial, you're not just watching it, right? You want to open a Python shell and then type every sample code shown in this video lecture, okay? Every code. And then you can change, right? You can change a couple of lines and then you can see the result, right? And analyze it, right? You have to go through that process, especially for the loops. Okay. So you have how many? You have about 7 video lectures. And then last video lectures, last 2 are very important. Okay? So these 2 video lectures are extremely important. So once you finish this lecture, I want you to take the quiz. If you go to the Blackboard right now, it's not shown, but let's see. You will see that attendance 1 and attendance 2 in class quiz will be available in, I think, in 10 minutes from now. Okay? So in 10 minutes, these 2 attendance quizzes will be available. So the first one finished by Friday, and then second one by finished this Saturday midnight. And that's a part 1. But I think you can finish the whole thing by this Wednesday. Because Wednesday we don't have a class, right? So if you spend a little bit of time today and a little bit of time on Wednesday, I think you can finish all these 2 quizzes, okay? Don't procrastinate. Don't wait till like Friday midnight. Okay? You can finish them by Wednesday. Spend a little bit of time today and spend a little bit of time on Wednesday. Then I think you can finish both quizzes. Okay? The reason that I'm telling you that is if you just wait till the last moment, oh, you know what, I have to finish this by Friday midnight, I'm gonna skim through this. Please don't. The loop is extremely important topic and you have to spend reasonable amount of time for each video. Okay, it takes time. Okay, now the part 2 is that a Zybook. If you go to the Zybook, there'll be assignment 5.1 new. Okay, you know what? Where's the Zybook? Okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I have to edit. I forgot to change. This is not the chapter 5 homework. Okay. So there's a 5.1 homework assignment. There's 4 sections: while loop, more while, and then counting. Okay. So for the 5.2 and 5.3, there's no video lecture because after you watch this video tutorial, I don't think you really need my help. So there's no video lecture for the 5.2 and 5.3. However, there's a video lecture for the 5.4. Okay. So I want you to watch that video tutorial on 5.4, which is counting, which is extremely important. The 5.4 count, right? You see the video lecture? Okay. Okay. Any questions up to this point about your homework assignment, what you have to do next week? Okay, now, the last thing that I'd like to announce is that I have created a link for the Zybook Lab Help. Because starting from this week, the lab, it's getting difficult, right? So I decided to create a link. It's called Lab Help in our in the content area. So go to the content, and then you see that Zybook Lab Help, right? So just click here. And then right now I have only one lab, which is a lab 4.17 lab seasons. Actually, this is due by today, right? So if you click this, I have some sample code. This is like based on my video lecture, okay? Based on my video lecture, I have created a sample code. It's just, this is hint. I mean, this is not the solution, by the way. Of course, you have to fill out, but it'll give you some idea, because after you watch my video tutorial, maybe you can look at this code at the same time, and then I think you'll have a better idea. So from now on, I'm gonna add more and more sample code along with my video lecture. So because starting from this week, the lab is gonna be more difficult and challenging. Okay. But not all the sample code will be available. Some of the sample code, I think it's appropriate, right? I know that some labs are challenging, so those labs. And you know what, and another thing that I did was that if you go to for example, if you go to, this is like 4.17 seasons, right? Okay. So I said sample code link below, right? So if you go to here, if you click this, you will see the sample code, which is this. So you can go through the Blackboard to look at this sample code, or maybe you can go to this the video lecture, right? And then you can look at the sample code. Either way, the links are available, right? You can use either link. Okay, so any questions up to this point? Okay, good. You know what? I'm done with the part 1 of the announcement, since there's no questions. And in a minute, I'm going to have a second part of the announcement. The second part of the announcement, I'll give you a brief intro to the loops, right? This is going to be like, I don't want to call it kind of announcement. I think this is going to be a mini lecture. I'll just want to give you the idea like on the loops. I know that you already took a previous course, but this is going to be a good reminder. So yeah, let's take a 1-minute break, right? And then I'll start the announcement number 2, which is going to be very short. Okay, so give me a minute. I need to set up. Thank you.